the shoebox effect is an actual term, and it's an insurance term. And back in the 90s, when you went to the doctor or the hospital, you used to pay for your services, and you would get a receipt, and a lot of people would put them in a shoebox and keep them. You submitted them to the insurance company at the end of the year to be reimbursed. And a lot of people forgot to do that. So the insurance companies made millions of money because those claims were never submitted. And I use that analogy because that's what we do in our everyday life. Is we take those memories, those painful memories, and we want to hide them away. Some of us put them in a shoebox or a similar, like I said, it could be emotional or spiritual. And in my case, it was a physical shoebox. So the rediscovery of that shoebox in my closet in the fall of 2007 tipped the scales and forced me to come to face with an unresolved issue in my past. And that was the surrendering of my baby to adoption in 1978 during the closed adoption era, where you knew nothing. So that was the thing that was haunting me day in and day out. And I had to come to terms with that. And that event in my closet forced me to say, okay, this is the time. I was at a crossroads in my life in my closet in 2007. I was at the height of a successful financial career, and on the outside world, to the outside world, I had it all. I had the six-figure salary, the fantastic financial career, the Lexus in the driveway, a great marriage, but it was all built on a lie. Mm. And I thought as long as I was successful on the outside, I had made it. Was living the American dream. But Matt, on the inside, I was broken. Mm. And I learned that you can be broken and successful at the same time. Mm. Mm-hmm. And so that moment in my closet changed my life. And it set me on a path not only to find the daughter, but I found the birth father who happened to be my first love. And we married a short 4 months later and found our daughter. And she comes to live with us. And that's really not a giveaway, because that isn't even the heart of the story. That's just the beginning, because mm-hmm. It's what I learned afterwards and how I'm helping people today, just from that one event, that one moment. And now we have this outreach. I have a not-for-profit organization that's reaching countless people, not only here in Indiana, but across the United States and the world. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Reading your book, that was an issue that I did not really realize existed until you brought it up. The fact that you found your daughter was up for adoption, and then she came, you found her, but the conditions that she lived in were not good.
Because society has this opinion of just what adoption is, and it's unicorns and rainbows, and you're saving a baby from, a difficult situation. But what a lot of individuals do not realize is that adoption begins in a loss. It begins in the loss or the severing of the relationship between a mother and her child, her original family, mothers, grandparents, siblings, cousins. It truly begins in a loss. And not every baby that's placed in a home has that fantastic life that we were promised. We're all human. Adoptive parents can have flaws just like the rest of us. I mean, they can lose their jobs. They can become alcoholics. Anything can happen to them as well. But back in the day, when I say closed records, that means you don't know anything. As a mother, I didn't know where my child went. I don't know what type of a family she went into. I didn't know if she was healthy or happy. And she wasn't told anything about me. So you can go into the best of families and still have questions. Someone created you. You have an extended family out there somewhere. And it's only human nature to say, who am I? where did I come from? Why was I placed for adoption?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
So
thought that was definitely one of the biggest aspects about your book that stood out to me. Like, even though it doesn't connect with me personally, because, well, I'm not adopted and I don't have any children that were adopted or anything like that, but it's still connected with me on a very emotional level. And I think the listeners and viewers out there could also relate to that. And yeah, so thank you very much for telling your story. That's the unique thing about these types of books, self-help books, nonfiction books, is even though the topic may be somewhat similar to a bunch of other books out there, the story is different. The personal experience is different. So we get to know about you, we get to know who you are, we get to know your situation, and we can try our best to relate to that situation. So yeah, thank you again for sharing about your life.
thank you, Matt.